such a long time since I made my last video. I've just been like super busy because I had like a lot of like therapy appointments. I'm going to be starting at a new therapy place, so I had to do like evaluations and stuff like that and just like get everything together. But this video I just wanted to make real quick since I haven't posted anything in a while, and this video is just going to be talking about like how I felt and just like different things that I went through like when I first found out about the tumor. And to let you guys know, I'm gonna try to post another video like in the next couple days, but this week I'm actually gonna be having like a little procedure to get my tube chains that I showed you guys the last time. And so usually when I get that done, I'm in a lot of pain, so I probably won't make a video like at least like maybe like a week afterwards, because it's like a process to get better after that. So I just want to start off. So like in the beginning when I found everything out, I was like really shocked about everything. And I remember when they told me in the hospital, they were telling me, oh, you have a mass on your brain. So like at the time, I didn't know exactly. I was just like, oh, okay, whatever. And then I remember when they had transferred me to the next hospital, and I had talked to the neurologist, like my doctor that did my surgery. He was like, yeah, you have a brain tumor, like this is serious. Like if I would have waited, I could have had a stroke and everything, like just one day. If I would have waited one day, like I could have had a stroke. Like that's how bad it was. So I was just like in complete shock, and I remember telling my mom about it, and my mom was like so upset, but I was just like, why is she like upset, and like why is my family freaking out about it? Like I was like, oh, it's just a mass, like it's nothing serious. So for me, I was just like, oh, I'm gonna go and like whatever, they're gonna fix whatever is wrong with me, and then I'm gonna go back to work like the next week. But I had another thing coming. When I got to the hospital, I talked to the neurologist. He was like telling me everything that was about to happen, and basically that like I was gonna have a new life, like everything's not gonna be the same. I'm gonna have to learn how to do a lot of things by myself, or not even by myself, just do things differently. So it was just like crazy, because like the day I went, I was like, okay, but then when they started like making me sign papers and saying just like different things, like with the different procedures, like if anything happens, like if I go to cardiac arrest, like who would be able to make decisions for me and stuff, I was just like really nervous about that. So I know I said that I was going to talk about like how I felt dealing with the brain tumor, and like honestly, before I had a brain tumor, I was really like a introvert person, and I was really like outgoing and everything. Oh wait, no. I know I said I was gonna talk about like how I felt. So like before I had the brain tumor, I was really like an outgoing person, and I was like really happy. But then when all of this happened, I noticed that I became more of a kind of like closed off person, and I like started to not like being around people. Like even sometimes, like don't get me wrong, like I love my family, but like I wouldn't even want to be around my family. And I just know that I didn't really know how to take this. And like I remember when I was in the hospital, I used to have a psychologist come and talk to me all the time, and she would tell me that it's okay to talk to somebody, but I've never talked to somebody like a stranger. That's what I would say. I'm like, I'm not gonna talk to a stranger about my problems, but like when you go through like something so traumatic, you need that person to talk to. And so like for the longest, like I was going through all these changes, and I just felt like I couldn't talk about like the situation because I felt like people didn't understand. And so when I did, it wasn't until this year I actually decided to go and talk to a therapist, and then I realized like, oh my gosh, like this has really like put a hold on my life. And I actually had started like experiencing depression, and like all the time before this I would be like, I don't understand like how people get depressed, like I just didn't understand. But then like going through this, I really was like, oh my gosh, this is real. Like it's not something that people play around with. It's not something that you can just be like, oh okay, whatever. Like depression is real, and like you need somebody to talk to. Like you need that outlet, like in order for you to just get through the day. Like you need those things. And I can honestly say like I really did need somebody. Like even before I went to the support group, like even if it was just to talk about something small, like getting it out and like just expressing like how I feel, and having someone to ask me like, how are you feeling today? Like do you have therapy? Like, or you know, just different things. Like it really did make me feel better. One thing that like before that I didn't have was anxiety. Like now I have like really bad anxiety, and like if I'm stressed and I'm going through something, my anxiety gets so bad like I cannot sleep. And like with this feeding tube, I have to go through a process. Like every time I eat, I have to wait 30 minutes before I lay down. But like when I get really anxious, like I will be so anxious, I will cough like really bad, and I will make myself throw up because I'm just like so anxious and like worried. When I'm like really worried about something, I can't sleep, I can't eat, my heart rate goes up. Like I already like in the hospital found out that I have high blood pressure sometimes, and like sometimes when I wake up in the morning my blood pressure is high. But like when I'm under a lot of stress, my blood pressure is really, really high. And sometimes when my blood pressure is high, it causes me to have headaches. But like with the anxiety, like I was just like always scared to do like so much stuff. And I actually had to end up getting like some CBD drops to help me sleep because my anxiety was so bad. And I don't know, like I want to say it's just like one of the side effects, but it's just crazy like how much stuff that before I didn't have, because like I didn't really like I didn't experience depression before, and anxiety, like it was never like this, like how it is now. Yes, I am at work making this video because like it's so dead right now, and we're getting ready to close. No one's back here with me, so I'm just here. And I was actually like on the computer making like watching videos, so I was like, you know what, let me just make a video because no one's here. But anyway, that's besides the point. Back to like some other things. So like another thing that like when I saw that I had a trach, I was actually pretty freaked out because like for one, I'd never been in the hospital. I had never really had surgery. Like the most like surgery I had was like oral surgery, so I had never had anything serious like this. And when I saw I had a trach, I was just kind of thinking like, I remember like seeing those commercials on TV with like people that have like smoked for like a long time. So I didn't like think anything of it, but like when I saw it, I was just like, wait a minute, like I've never smoked cigarettes or anything like that, so why did I have to have this? And they had to explain to me exactly why I had to get the trach and everything. So basically, when I woke up from my main surgery, which was the brain surgery, I was really hungry. I wanted to eat, and I remember I had like a feeding tube in my nose, but I snatched it out. And so they were, my family was like telling the nurse like I was ready to eat. So the nurse gave me some applesauce, but I actually aspirated, which means I choked. and I couldn't swallow it. So then that's why I had to get the trach so I could breathe. Because like without that, I could have died, basically from like choking. And that's actually how I ended up getting a feeding tube, because they had to find a way for me to be able to eat. So I ended up getting that as well. And it's just like the whole process was just really, it was really like draining, honestly, like being in that hospital. And then like I had some situations where I didn't have good nurses, because like a lot of like other personal things happened where I had to have like care, and it just wasn't great. But I will say the best thing out of all of this was I met some great therapists. Like I have 3 really good therapists. One of them's name was Julia, one was Hannah, and one was Megan. They were really good therapists. And then like my cousin, she actually works at the rehab place that I went to, and she got me in. So like my cousin was like really looking out for me. But yeah, those are just like a couple things that made me just kind of be like, I don't know, like I guess more more appreciative of like things that are going on, because like I was like so worried about how I looked and things like that. And like at first I was like really just carefree about the situation and not taking it serious. But as time went on, I was like, okay, like we're for real. And I mean, sometimes I still think like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is real. But I just definitely wanted to make like something quick so I could like at least keep talking to you guys about that. And I'm gonna make another video, and it's either gonna be before my tube or after, but I'm gonna show you guys like how they changed my tube. So if you have a weak stomach, you may not want to watch it, but it's really not that gruesome. Like I'm not gonna zoom in on every little thing. You'll just see me like reacting to the tube getting taken out. And then if you guys have like any questions or anything, just, you know, same thing, drop a comment or write me on social media. But I'm gonna make a video like in the next couple days.